What's up, sports fans, and welcome to the Sports Opinions podcast. I'm your host, as always, Alex Cuesta. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @A_Cuesta30. Find Sports Opinions on Twitter at SportsOpinion30, Instagram SportsOpinions30. Visit the Facebook page, and this week, Wally is back. The Million Lira Man is back, and we have your picks against the spread once again for Week 7. What's up, Wal?
What's going on?
Nothing, buddy, nothing. We missed you last week.
Yeah, man, I was away on vacation.
The Million Lira Man gets to
Dominican
take
Republic.
vacations. DR, he was over in DR. How was that?
Great, man. It was really good. Played some. They had a sports book, so played some bets, watched some games.
I'm happy you had a good time because we sure as hell did not on the picks last week again.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I didn't even watch any of the games on Sunday. I was on the flight.
Yeah, we struggled a little. We'll run down your picks real quick. You had Giants +3 defending home turf against the Eagles. We saw that worked out, 34-13 Eagles. You had Bears -3 visiting the Finns. The Finns ended up winning that game, 31-28.
Crazy.
It's insane. The Dolphins, with that fumble at the goal line to win it, the Bears still are inept and couldn't do it, miss a field goal. And then the Pats come in and finish the job. So it's kind of the luck of the draw in football. It's weird.
I mean, like I said, I didn't watch any of the games, but I saw the score updates. That was crazy. The Dolphins won that game.
Yeah, it's just how football goes sometimes. And then you had a push. You picked your Pats, which, if anyone notices a trend here, Wally picks the Pats. They cover. They do their job all the time. But this time, they pushed. They had a nice lead. They really did against the Chiefs.
Hey, that's a push is a win, man.
It really is. You save you get your money back. That's all that matters. They had a nice lead. Patty Mahomes is a star in the making, and he really fought back against the Pats. They could have won that game. Patriots did what they do. They get a push there. So Wally was 0-2-1 last week, makes his record 10-9-1, and for me, that's a winning record, and that's a win in gambling. What about you, Wally?
Yeah, I mean, that's I'll take a push over a loss any day.
Without a doubt. And then we'll go to my picks because I have not been faring so well this year, and that trend happened to continue. I had Minnesota -10.5 defending their turf against Arizona. That didn't happen because they only won by 10. And this is why you listen to the Million Lira Man and you buy that half a point every single time. Because that's a push if you do what he does. I'm doing it straight up for the purposes of the everyday gambler. It kind of just goes with the spreads and doesn't buy it. But if that's a reason to buy it right there, I don't know what is. Wally?
I mean, that's the reason why I buy that half point every time.
Exactly. So that would be a push right there. But you know what, though? I didn't buy it. That's a loss on my part. 27-17, Minnesota won. Then I had the Rams -7 against Denver. All intents and purposes, they should have dismantled Denver, but they ended up getting a win. The Rams are still undefeated, 23-20, but they did not cover that -7, so that win means jack shit for me.
Oh, look at this. The Broncos are going to score again.
Broncos are pissed. They're just
Wow.
pissed.
This is insane.
So, yeah, we're recording a night late. Normally we try to get these out, do these Wednesdays, get them out Thursdays, but life happens. Me and Wally could not do it last night. And we're doing it while Wally gives us some live commentary from the Thursday night game. And the Broncos are pissed. They're on an 0-4 slide, and they really shouldn't be. So
I can't believe I had the Broncos all day. All day. I had them all day. And I switched it last minute. I don't know why I did it. I have no clue.
That's just gambling. This is honestly, gambling's like taking a multiple choice test. It really is, because you sit there and you look at two really good answers, and you're like, it could be this one, it could be that one. I've been going with this one the whole time. I'll go back to it at the end of the test. And you go back to it, and you have that one answer the whole time, and you're like, I'm going to switch it. Then you get your test back, and you're like, shit, I should have kept that answer.
This is depressing.
But anyway, so we're going to go. So yeah, Rams didn't cover. They're -7. They won 23-20, so that's a loss there. And then I had Tennessee +3 against Baltimore, which apparently Baltimore, they hate it when you pick against them. And they ended up destroying Tennessee 21-0. My only saving grace was that I picked my Jets minus 2.5 against the Colts, and what do you know? The Jets are 3-3 and won 42-34, getting 40+ points in 2 games this year. Who the hell would have known they would have done that, Wally?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so they're playing decent football. They have a nice showdown this week against Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one in MetLife.
I think that's going to be a blowout. I think the Vikings are going to blow them out.
Stop. I have a fun stat when we get to there because I always give my Jets pick. So I have a fun stat that you as the gambler are going to like. So we're going to start off, though. We have our 3 big games of the week that we always do. Even though they don't count towards our locks, we like to talk about them. Because, again, we like to help you degenerate gamblers that gamble every single game. We're going to start off. Essentially, we pick these games, basically the biggest games of the week, the teams with winning records, division leaders that are just battling it out. And this one is one with the 2 teams that kind of surprised me. New Orleans is going to Baltimore, and Baltimore is favored minus 2.5, I think. What is the updated one? I didn't look at the updated one. I did these last night, but they switched. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got here? I have it. Yeah, I still have it at minus 2.5. Believe that's right. Confirmation.
You have it at minus. You have minus 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
I have it. Where the hell is it? There it is. Yep, 2.5.
All right, so we're still sitting at minus 2.5. Ravens are 4-2, surprising. They're 2-0 at home. Saints are 4-1. They're 2-0 away. Something's got to give in this game.
Yep. I take the Saints.
You take the Saints?
100%. Yeah, I'll buy the half points of 3. Saints getting 3 points with Drew Brees. 100%.
Now, I let out my predictions this week, and a lot of people, I don't know if you took a look at them, Wally. A lot of people don't understand that I did this preseason and just haven't had a chance to really get them out there. I had Baltimore being somewhere around like 5-11, I think, and I had them being terrible. I knew their defense was good. I thought Joe Flacco was going to take a step back. I knew jack shit about either of their running backs. I didn't expect them to be good. I like John Brown. He's talented, but I really didn't expect them to be as good as they are. Are you surprised by 4-2 right now?
Yeah, very. I mean, I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, definitely. So you would take the Saints plus 2.5. Plus 3, you'd buy that point. I would go with it. I would take the Saints plus 2.5, going straight up with that. Again, I agree with you. Drew Brees, the only thing that might give you pause, which I would avoid this game. If I'm going to go out there and tell you I'm going to avoid this game in general, though, only thing that would give me pause is the weather's starting to get cold. New Orleans is a dome team. Drew Brees has traditionally struggled in weather. So if I'm a gambling man, I probably don't touch this game because of that reason.
I mean, I like it.
And Wally likes it. So
I like it, yeah. I mean, I do. I like it a lot. I think Brees getting, 2.5, 3 points is, you hardly ever get Drew Brees to get points.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion. So Wally likes it. I would avoid it. On to our next game. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Kansas City minus 6. Kansas City's an angry team. They basically were playing a passing of the torch game, and Tom Brady said, nope, I'm still the daddy. Patty Mahomes, you're still a kid. You got to earn it. Mm-hmm. And the Kansas City's back home at Arrowhead. Cincinnati, disappointing loss against Pittsburgh last week. Really could have taken a stranglehold on the AFC North. They're pissed. Battle of 2 really mad teams. Kansas City sitting there minus 6 still. If I'm going to bet this one, I like KC. That offense is unbelievable. And they do things that, shock you every week. I would take KC minus 6 here. How about you?
I would go the other way, actually. I think they want you to take that and take them. But I would take Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a close game.
You think Cincinnati keeps it close? What do you think this one is within basically a field goal game?
Yes.
It is a Sunday night game, 8:20. I don't know. The Bengals are always good for that one game that makes you really, like last week they lost a tough one to Pittsburgh, and that's an AFC North battle. They do that. But they always, when they're good, they give you that one game that makes you scratch your head and go, are they really good? Are they?
I think the Bengals are pretty good. What's their record this year?
They're 4-2. They're a good team. They're 2-1 away, but they always have that one game. Even when they were one of the better teams in the AFC, really threatening, they always have that one stinker where you really scratch your head and go, I don't know. I don't know about this team. And I think nationally, we might get that game this week.
I'm not going to bet this game, but like you said, I think it's going to be close.
It'll be a barn burner. That's a fun one, right? Call him a barn burner. That makes me sound old, doesn't it? Who the hell says that? Nobody says that.
No.
All right. So one of our other big games, and actually a game that you are going to bet, the line is the Carolina Panthers going to visit the Eagles. Panthers 3-3. Panthers 3-2. Eagles 3-3. The line is -4.5. You're gonna buy that point, that half point, bring it up to. Is it -5 straight up right now? I thought it was 4.5 still.
Pretty sure it's still 4.5.
Yeah, and then you were gonna buy the half point up for the Eagles.
No, I wouldn't buy it at that point. I would just keep it the way it is, because it's not gonna. What's if it's between 5 and 6? You know.
Yeah. So you're gonna stick with the 4.5.
Yeah.
All right, so you're betting this game. You're going Eagles -4.5.
It's actually -5. It's -5 now.
It's -5, the update? All right. So
but I'll take it. I'll definitely take Eagles -5.
Eagles -5 now. What's your reasoning for taking the Eagles -5
Well,
here?
they're home. They're home.
I agree with you. They're home. Wentz is on a roll. And this troubling thing is you don't know what the hell you're going to get out of the Panthers.
I think the Eagles, offensively, they started clicking again.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Eagles, and they're making the best out of the situation with their running backs. They're using their small guys really well, really involving them in the passing game, and doing a real good job of it.
Again, I like the Eagles at home.
All right.
It's going to be a touchdown game.
All right, you like the Eagles at home. Your next game that you like, surprise. You like the Patriots -3 visiting the Bears. The Bears are playing better. Mitchell Trubisky is starting to become a pretty damn good player in front of our eyes. But you obviously think that Daddy Tom is just going to go in there and again lay the smackdown on another young quarterback.
Yes, and I think Khalil Mack is not playing.
That makes an absolutely huge defense, because that is, if Khalil Mack was playing, I'd imagine this line might be a pick'em.
Yeah, he's, I don't think he's playing, from what I saw.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Because, if he is playing, that is the one thing that's Tom Brady's kryptonite. And again, it's all quarterbacks' kryptonite, but the greatness that is Tom Brady, the one thing that really stops him is a lot of pressure and being hit consistently all game. Everyone gets the yips. Even he does when he's getting smacked around. If he's not playing, then the Bears don't have that elite pass rush that they had all year. So
here's a stat that goes the other way. The Chicago Bears are 9-1 against the spread as a home underdog.
Ooh, so your pick might be working against you here.
Yeah, but 9-1, that's too much. Too many wins. I go the opposite way. See how my brain works?
I see how it works, and it's paid off before. I don't think the Pats. Let's see. Have the Pats let you down? They didn't let you down last week. They didn't let you down in week 5.
They let me down. I think week 2.
Yeah, I think besides that, they let you down week 3. Week 3 when we went 0-3. That's what it was. Since then, they haven't let you down. So I don't mind you riding that hot hand.
No, I like the Pats. He has Gronk. He has Hogan. He has Edelman.
And he has Gordon. Don't forget about Gordon. Gordon's clicking, man.
Yeah, I thought I said Gordon first.
No, you said Gronk.
Michelle is doing very well. I'm telling you, man. People. Oh man, I thought that was a touchdown. People were counting the Patriots out again.
See, we talked on this
because they lost 2 games, and people were like, "Oh, that's it. It's over."
And it's so stupid because we talked when that happened on the podcast, and we commented on how that just happens every single year. And that, like you said, their season doesn't start once the first quarter of the year is done. They ride it out 2-2, maybe even 1-3, and then they'll go on a whatever 1-loss tear after that. They'll get one more loss, and that's that. And then I have them in my official picks going 11-5. I think that's fair with this team because you could predict them 15-1 every year, but that would just be foolish. You got to predict that teams have some losses. So
until they start showing me otherwise, you have to you just go where it's trending, man. It's the Patriots. They might start off a little slow, but they get hot where it matters, when it matters.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the Chiefs are the opposite. The Chiefs always, I feel like every year the Chiefs start off really hot.
Yeah, they've been doing that, but the difference is Alex Smith versus Patrick Mahomes now, and that's going to be the real difference.
Man.
If that's the difference.
I think after the loss to the Patriots, I think it's going to be
downhill.
Not downhill, but I think they're going to start losing more.
Yeah, and and it's funny because another team that traditionally starts off slow and ends off hot is the Chargers, who I'll talk about in a little bit. We have another game to get to before them, but they're another team that's similar to Patriots. The Patriots just do it a lot better. Patriots win championships off of it, and the Chargers contend for a wild card and mostly lose out. That's how it's been going on throughout like Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady's history.
Yeah.
So next game you have, me and you completely disagree on this because I picked it as my lock and so did you. You have the Browns +4.
You picked that as your lock?
Yeah, that's one of my locks. You have the Browns +4 visiting Tampa Bay.
Put that down as a loss already, buddy.
We'll find out, I guess so, because one of us has a loss and one of us has a win there. So you have the Browns +4 going into Tampa Bay. I have Tampa Bay -4 defending home turf against the Browns. So why are you going the Browns with a rookie quarterback coming into sunny Tampa Bay and, getting 4?
I think Baker Mayfield is going to just destroy it.
That's a good reason.
I think.
They have 3 legitimate running backs. You could go that route, but you think Baker's just going to have a coming out party?
Yes, I do. And I think +4, hold on. That, on this side, it says, ESPN says, what does ESPN say, -3?
-3.5, ESPN says.
Let's see here. Yeah, I got him at +4.
Yeah, I had it initially at -4 too, so, -4 Tampa Bay. So that must have moved unless it's back up, but these lines are tricky, they shift. But either way, so you have the Browns +4, and I have Tampa Bay -4. I thought Jameis Winston played well last week. He has a lot of weapons. The weapons are finally performing. They could have won that game if the lateral was caught by Deshaun Jackson. You didn't watch the games, but there was a wild sequence at the end where they were just doing basically a pitchback drill, and Deshaun Jackson was on the sideline. The ball skipped and went out of bounds. He touched his hands. It skipped off the ground on a backwards throw. He had clear dirt to the touchdown. He was about 5 yards away. He was kind of pissed about that. The Bucs could have won last week, but they played well. And I like Jameis Winston defending home turf this week, and I think they're going to dominate the Browns. I really do.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, I don't think the Bucs have the defense that the Rams had, I think the Rams, I watched part of that. I was watching part of that because I had it on the plane for a little bit.
Yeah.
And the quarterback had nowhere to go, man. He was getting rushed constantly.
I agree, but my only thing is the Buccaneers have a score every possession offense. Their worst possession is a field goal. And that's the type of offense they are because they move it up and down the field and they score a lot of deep touchdowns. They're just explosive, where I think the Browns, even against a weak defense, is going to get a few punts out of them. Just because that's the hiccups of having a young quarterback. They have 3 good running backs, but, Carlos Hyde isn't the stud that he was in San Francisco.
Yeah, but if you don't have that pass rush against Baker Mayfield, I think he's going to run the ball. I think it's just going to be he's going to line him up.
And like I said, we'll see, because one of us will be happy and making fun of the other one next week.
Look what happened with the Rams.
Yeah, you can't.
He got flustered because he was just getting attacked nonstop.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare the Rams to any team this year. I really don't.
No,
even the Patriots. I think the Rams are just the most complete team in football right now. And I don't think it's close at this point. Obviously, I think they'll come back to the pack, and the pack will even up a little more at the top. It always happens that way.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The Rams are just on another level, man.
They're really, really good. I completely agree. I think the Buccaneers, though, I just like that the Bucs can score in bunches, and I can see this being the Bucs getting mid-30s, touching 40 points, and the Browns maybe touching 30. It's going to be one of those games where I don't know if the Browns' offense right now is capable of scoring at the same level as the Buccaneers, even on a good day. That's just the way I see them. I think they're a good team, and I think they're a growing team that's going to be very good. But right now, I just don't see them being able to score. I guess we're going to find out. Hell yeah, we're going to find out. That's the fun of this. God, I love disagreeing on these.
This game is out of control.
What's the score now?
28-3.
Geez,
There's two pick sixes. Broncos have 2 pick sixes tonight.
And you knew that the Cardinals, even with Sam Bradford starting, you knew they were going to be bad, but you feel bad because what the hell is David Johnson doing? Like, he has to be the most angry guy in America because he's a legitimate running back, a legitimate top 5 guy in the NFL in terms of talent with the running back, and he's just being wasted. Just being wasted. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. We're going to go on with my locks.
I feel terrible for Josh Rosen.
You know what, though? Rosen's going to grow, and he's going to get better, and they're going to build around him. It's more about David Johnson for me. It pisses me off. But we're going to move on. My next lock, I talked about the Chargers. Titans heading to the Chargers. Chargers -6.5. I like the Chargers with -6.5 there. The Titans can't score. And the Chargers have Melvin Gordon is legitimately coming out and trying to place his name up there with Todd Gurley and Leonard Fournette's of the world and Zeke Elliott's. He's trying to put himself right there, and he is. 6 touchdowns on the year so far. Phillip Rivers is having one of the best starts of his career. The Chargers are 4-2. I think they roll, and they're home. I think they roll. -6.5 I think is low. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I like the Chargers here too.
Yeah, they're a beast. I really like the Chargers, and I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that when all is said and done, there's a possibility of an all-LA Super Bowl. It's crazy to think, but that possibility is there.
No.
Hell yeah.
I don't think there's that possibility at all.
The Chargers are good, and when they get Joey Bosa back, that he's a legitimate top-flight pass rusher.
Listen, I said it before the season started. Pats are going back to the Super Bowl. And if you don't think they're going back to the Super Bowl, you're crazy.
Like I said, there is a good chance that they go back, but the Chargers, up and down the roster, they are as complete as any other team, including the Patriots. They probably have as many weapons on offense and potentially a better defense. They really do. Because
who do you like going to the AFC Championship game?
AFC Championship game right now, I like the Patriots getting there. I think the Patriots, at this point, looking at them, 13-3, 12-4 is going to be there. I like the Chargers right now. I really do. Melvin Ingram is still there rushing the passer. Joey Bosa is there rushing the passer. They have Derwin James, rookie safety from Florida State, who I know very well because I'm a Florida State fan. He's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year because he's an absolute freak of nature. He plays similar to what Jamal Adams does on the Jets and things like that, but honestly, I love Jamal, but he might be better at it already. The Chargers are good. I think we could see Chargers versus the Patriots. And if it's at Foxborough, then they definitely have the advantage. Don't get me wrong. But Chargers are good. Chargers are really good. My final pick of the week, on my locks before my Jets pick, I like the Atlanta Falcons at home.
Hold on for a second.
What's up?
You don't think the Chiefs are going to make it to the AFC Championship game?
No, I think they're going to stumble. I think there's a lot of there's film on Patty Mahomes. You've seen it the last 2 weeks. They pulled it. They lost to the Pats, even though they stormed back. He beat 2 tough defenses, but we're seeing a lot from Patty Mahomes. His throwing motion is long. He likes to throw off his back foot. He rolls out when he doesn't have to. NFL football teams and defensive coordinators get smart. They notice tendencies. And Patty Mahomes is going to win games. They're going to make the playoffs. They're a good team. He's got things he needs to fix. And defenses are going to catch up to this. And they're going to notice, okay, when he's trouble, he rolls here every time. And he's prone to throw off his back foot when he's up the middle. And all these things are going to catch on to. So
I actually think it's going to be Pats Chiefs AFC Championship game,
which isn't a bad selection because Chiefs are on the fly right now. And if it is that, and especially if it's that the case, if Chiefs or Chargers need to have home field advantage against the Pats because Foxborough is unfair in the winter. So I think you need to have home field advantage. Obviously, Kansas City will be, the Patriots will welcome Kansas City because Missouri's cold too. It's not like it's going to scare them.
Yeah.
And,
No, I like that. Like I said, Chiefs, Pats, AFC Championship game. I think I called that before the season started too. I think I like both of them.
I think you did. Maybe it's still me doubting Patrick Mahomes, and maybe I should shoot myself in the foot here because I doubted him early season and look at what he's doing now. But I'm just noticing some things. I'm listening to some really smart people on the radio. I listened to Colin Cowherd today, and he had Larry Cosell, NFL Films. He's been doing it for millions of years. And he's the one that said that if you're judging Patrick Mahomes right now on the elite quarterback level, then he's a bad elite quarterback. He's not a good elite quarterback right now. If you're judging him as a quarterback that is learning, then he's really good. But there are tendencies there that if Cosell's noticing it from NFL Films, defense coordinators are definitely now noticing it. And they're going to try and expose it. So Andy Reid's a great coach. He's going to try and help him fix it. But I don't know if this year he's going to be able to fix it just yet. So,
all right. That sounds fair enough.
We'll see. And my final lock here, I have Giants at Atlanta. I have Atlanta covering -4. I think the Giants are dysfunctional. I love Saquon Barkley. He's awesome. I like Odell Beckham. I'm not an Odell Beckham guy that bashes him. I think his interview was stupid, but he's going to do what he does. He's the face of the franchise. You now got to deal with it. You paid him all this money, so Giants fans, Giants brass needs to stop complaining about it. Eli's not playing well. The line isn't playing well. The defense isn't playing well. And the Falcons played well last week. So I like the Falcons -4 at home here.
All right.
And last but not least, my Jets pick of the week. And this is where I give you the stats, my friend. Ready for this one? The Jets are 9-2 overall. 9-0 overall in their history against the the Vikings, and I think 5-0 at home. Listen to that one.
So the way my logic works is they're bound to lose.
See, that logic would work, but I also learned you don't bet against your own team. Especially when they're home and Sam Darnold's playing well and the offense is playing well. I'm picking the Jets +3 here.
All right. I mean, I think that's crazy. I wouldn't do that. I would go the other way.
Yeah, I like that stat.
Especially with the stat that you just said. In my mind, how I'm thinking is it's bound to lose. You're bound to get that loss.
Though
9-0. That's pretty impressive.
2 weeks ago, I picked Denver +1 against the Jets, and they dismantled them 34-16. Not making that mistake again until they make me do it again. But all right, Wall, do you have anything else to throw in there?
No, man, that's it. Yeah, let's go Broncos.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be very difficult. You placing a live bet now, I hope, to try and cover your bet from earlier?
I don't even know if I can.
Well, they're lighting it up right now.
I did a teaser, which I got 13 points. So I have the Cardinals +14.
Okay.
So
you're losing right now.
Yeah, still losing, but it's not terrible,
No, it could be worse. And right now the Cardinals are trying to drive, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I have them I'm really only down 10 points because they have 3 points now and I have 14. So.
Well, I just saw that they punted and Broncos have the ball back. So. All right, buddy. So this was Sports Opinions Podcast, Week 7, picks against the spread with Wally, the Million Lira Man. Wally, where can they find you?
At Million Lira Man.
That is on Twitter, at Million Lira Man. Again, go visit him. Look at him on Twitter. He not only gives this podcast, he throws out his picks all the time against the spread for other sports. Are you going to be doing any basketball picks now that season is here?
You know what, man? I don't really follow basketball too much, but I am doing a lot of hockey picks.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I had the Blackhawks money line, and then I had Colorado, which is they're playing the Devils, and they're tied 3-3, and that was a +125 money line, so that was a really good money line.
Okay. And for people that don't understand what the money line is, can you give them just a quick layman's explanation?
Yeah, money line is just basically, for them to win. There's no, they don't have minus points or plus points. It's just, you just want them to win. And how it goes with the money line, they'll say like +110 or -120. So what -120 means is you have to risk $120 of your own money to win $100. But if it was +120, that means for every $100 you bet, you win $120. So that's how the money line works.
So that's education from Wally right there. So he's going to be betting some hockey. Wally, who's your favorite hockey team? Do you have one, or you just like betting it?
Yeah, no, the New York Rangers, 100%.
Oh, boo. All right, well, it's a good thing that you're going to have a lot of sorrow this year, so they're going to be terrible. But again...
Yeah, I'll have some hockey picks out there. Baseball's coming down to the end of the wire. I had the Astros tonight, and they're losing 1-0. Well, I thought Verlander was going to get done.
Yeah, well, you know what? David Price isn't pitching against the Yankees, so he's good David Price again. That's all that is to it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, when he's not pitching against the Yankees, he's good David Price. But again,
I mean, it's not like Verlander was pitching bad. I think he let up a home run against JD Martinez. So,
which I think every pitcher in the MLB did this year.
Yeah.
All right, but again, that's Wally, Million Lira Man, at Twitter, at Million Lira Man. Again, he'll give you those picks. I'm Alex Cuesta. Find me on Twitter, Instagram at _Cuesta30. Find Sports Opinions on Twitter at SportsOpinion30. Instagram, Sports Opinions 30. Visit the Facebook page for all past content and stuff from the blog as well, Sports Opinions itself. Content goes on there all the time. Spread the word amongst your friends. Spreaker, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. You can hear us everywhere. Again, this was the Picks Against the Spread for Week 7 NFL football. Have a good one, everybody.